Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I want to be talking about having a Sagittarius moon in a natal chart. Now, first thing off is some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology series, I did a series on the moon signs. And they were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So, what I decided to do was make another series on the moon signs, which would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So, anyway. First off, the moon astrology reflects our unconscious side. So, the thing is, for a Sagittarius moon, the unconscious side can be, very expansive, exuberant, optimistic, seeing the glass half full, so to speak. Very jovial. Sagittarius moon people can have a robust sense of humor. They may not always even realize or be completely cognizant of how, jocular and comical they are, but they can be very humorous and get people to laugh quickly. And the thing is, they're also can be outdoorsy. And even if the chart, like say you have a chart that would be very introverted, say you had a preponderance of planets on the bottom half of the chart, and you had, like, say, a lot of your major astrological influences and introverted signs, there might still be a side to you that really enjoys the outdoors, even if it's just being by yourself outside, enjoying scenic beauty as an example. And also, too, Sagittarius moon people on the conscious side, level can be very adventurous and really could be enamored again with the outdoors and sports and doing, really be very positive, but yet can be flighty, a little bit flighty as well. And they need to watch, their responses can be a little bit blunt. They can, Sagittarius moon people can often be blunt to the point of demoralizing another person. They may not always realize that what they say can actually, how they may respond to someone or something, it could really be, more hurtful than they're even completely aware of. So anyway, another thing too about Sagittarius moon is that the moon is, well, the moon astrology is connected with our emotional needs, and emotional needs can be, tied in with, for Sagittarius moon, could be with the outdoors and sports and philosophy, expressing, their viewpoints and beliefs. It can be um, connected with religion as well. So you may have some Sagittarius moon people that are very, tied into religion, and they are very, do have, that could be an emotional need. In sports, doing something with publishing and advertising. This could be a person that's an avid, publisher or advertiser, does something with commercials. Another thing too is that there could be a strong need to be that perpetual learner for college studies, higher education, doing something even with translation. And this could be someone that might have that need emotionally to be the practical um, jokester. I had a friend of mine that wasn't a Sagittarius, he was a Sagittarius sun, and I can remember he put, like, some fake handcuffs on me one time just to mess with me, as an example. And another thing is that you have moon astrology is also connected with the mother. Now, the mother may actually be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. The mother may be somebody, it's very freedom oriented and philosophical, blunt, adventurous, jovial, optimistic, as some examples. And the mother may have been maybe someone that had encouraged you to expand your horizons, to pursue higher education, to be that, the constant, perpetual learner, person that may encourage you to be, that incorrigible optimist, to always be, try to always be positive, regardless of how adverse your circumstances are in your life. And also, too, the moon is associated with our home, our family, people we're close to home with. So as I stated about the mother, being, could be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person or embody those characteristics. The same could apply to people, your family members, people you're close to home with, people that may even be staying in your home, like say, if you have a roommate as an example, or a friend that's staying with you for some time. And, these people, can be ones that are very philosophical, buoyant. It could be sports-minded people that are enamored with the outdoors, or explorers, people that may be very freedom-loving. Have that need for that certain amount of freedom, and also people that could be very exuberant. And these are people that again could have those maybe may actually be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody those traits. And anyway, well, another thing about the moon is that it's associated with our reactions and responses. And I had stated before about Sagittarius moon people need to guard against their responses being overly blunt and tactless to the point where they can demoralize others, they could demean a person, because you may not always be aware of the repercussions of being truthful, speaking your veritable truth, and saying it in a way that can be, that may be hurtful to some people. And the thing about this is, the reactions for Sagittarius moon can be, once again, that are very blunt, but can also have a lot of enthusiasm to things. So, Sagittarius moon people, they're responding to something they need to do. If it's work related, an order that's given by an authority figure, they may actually embark on it with a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm. And the reaction sometimes can be very quick, sometimes restless, and the thing is, but with a lot of excitement and even benevolence and goodwill in some cases. But can be, as I was stating about being very blunt, they could also sometimes be insolent with what they say, quick with what is stated, and not always thinking about, using tact and diplomacy when responding to somebody. Now, but can be a little bit exaggerated too at times. And Sagittarius is the sign of expansion and enlargement. Now, the moon in astrology is also associated with memories. So the memories that Sagittarius moon people have, they may tend to think of, reminisce about positive experiences, because again, Sagittarius is the sign of that incorrigible optimistic. Could also be memories may be tied into expanding horizons or doing something sports related. Um, More specifically, in some cases, it could be sport, like Sagittarius related sports, like doing something with horses or darts or archery, as some examples. Maybe something with the law as well, laws connected with Sagittarius, foreign travel, traveling abroad, and also experiences with foreigners. Sagittarius moon people may actually have more experiences with foreigners than the average person. And also with practical jokes as well. Sagittarius is the jokester. Um, they are the ones that may have memories of themselves, playing jokes on others, or maybe they were the ones that had jokes played on them from time to time. Now, another thing about the moon astrology, it's also associated with the public, and how we may need to be recognized. So, having a Sagittarius moon, you may need to be recognize someone that's courageous and brave, freedom loving, person that is being that explorer, again, the incorrigible optimist, somebody that speaks the veritable truth, whether he or she wants to hear it or not, being the explorer, a philosopher, or doing something else Sagittarius related, whether it's something associated with sports, the outdoors, translation, doing something with printing, press operation, publishing, advertising, doing something with horses, working on a stable, as some examples. And another thing, the moon in astrology is also associated with our feelings and emotions. And Sagittarius moon people, their feelings, their emotions may often be very exuberant and feeling very jovial and happy and optimistic. and feeling trying to stay in a good positive mood more so than not, and feeling optimistic but fiery as well. And also, I have to guard against about feeling intellectually superior, trying to dominate or monopolize the communications or conversations, thinking that their ideas are the best or their philosophies and beliefs are it. Sagittarius is interesting because they could be open-minded, but at times it seems like they can believe that their belief is the only one, because Sagittarius people often want to just target one thing, and they have to keep in mind, even though they're open-minded at times it seems like they can be set on what they believe their own belief is, and not in oblivious to others. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay up.